Hi guys, welcome. So for those of you who don't know, I'm officially unveiling myself for the first time. My name is Joseph, but everybody calls me Jay. I'm also known as longshot.dev6 on Instagram and as well on the dev6 forums. We figured because we were trying to improve our overall quality for our YouTube videos, we decided to upgrade a bit. So this is all still a work in progress, and we're still learning the ways how to do this properly. So please keep that in mind, and I hope this format you would like. And if you have any more suggestions or recommendations, let us know in the comments below, or write me directly on Instagram or on Facebook. And yeah, I can't wait to be working in this new environment. See you soon, guys. As you can probably read by the title, today we're going to talk about a gun that we've received from Gunfire slash Specna Arms, which they graciously provided for this review. All they have asked in return that we've provided our own and honest opinion on this AEG. I will give my 100% honest opinion on this AEG, and I will let you know what I think about it and if it's overall worth it or not. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the Specna Arms Rock River Arms SA14 Edge. Overall, first impressions, it's a very solid platform AEG. But we'll get to the cons later down the video. But a little backstory about who actually Rock River Arms is, because these models from Specna Arms do provide or do have the correct Rock River Arms markings engraved into the lower receiver. So for those who don't know, Rock River Arms is a US firearms manufacturer that they used to provide the DA and FBI with AR-15s, but this was back in early 2000s. Since then, not much has been heard from Rock River Arms, but they have graciously partnered up with Specna Arms to allow them to use their logo on these replicas. And I gotta say, these are actually very good looking trades. So I figured we start from the very front and work ourselves to the buttstock. And I'll tell you why I have this AEG set up the way it is, and I'll go over the reasoning why behind it. So let's start with the front. In the front, I have a replica AAC M4 2000 suppressor. This suppressor was made by PTS and is no longer available. It has been discontinued for a couple years now, and it's really quite rare, I would say. Underneath the suppressor, there is a flash hider and a 3-prong flash hider, and I think it suits the overall look of the gun really well, actually, because this is airsoft, not real steel. So looks is 90% of the entire hobby. Let's be honest. I mean, why do we dress up and why do we play with toy guns in the first place? It's all for looks, it's just for fun. And I think it looks really well and really flush with the overall sleekness of this particular AEG. Moving on. This has an M-block front rail handguard. This is not a Rock River Arms design, but this is a design made by Specna Arms. My opinion, it's not my favorite look, but from the feel of it, it's very smooth, it's very contoured, and it can really grip around the gun. It's very comfortable to hold and aim with it. However, the looks department is debatable. It's subjective to the individual user, I believe. So on the top, I have an Element LA5 peg box, and below I have an Element Surefire replica. And both are connected to a Night Evolution Unity Tactical replica pressure switch. There we go. This combo allows me to have to activate both the peg box as well as the scout light without really moving my hand all. I can actuate the the flashlight, as well as the PEC box. Unfortunately, there are no batteries right now, and the cables are all zip tied directly to the rail, so it gives me an overall very sleek look. The PEC box is mounted directly on the rail on top, and the light on the bottom is actually held into place with screws and with some washers. Moving back to foregrip, this is a replica BCM angle foregrip, and it comes with the AEG. Moving on, we'll go to my optic. The optic is actually more expensive than the entire setup, everything included, because it's a real Aimpoint T1 optic. I use this optic, I love this optic because it has NV capabilities, meaning that I am able to use this in conjunction with my night vision device, which is an Acton Black DT NVG. Moving on to the magazines and the overall receiver. There is zero wobble on the lower and top receiver. And I gotta really say that for the price point or for what these go for, I am actually genuinely surprised how well built the lower and the top are. Like I said, there's zero wobble, and I have no issues with this whatsoever. And speaking of magazines, I'll just put the gun down for a sec. The Specna Arms Edge series will come with two of these Specna Arms E-Mag replicas. And what's interesting, that the texturing on the magazine itself actually says SA, which is Specna Arms, and it comes with two of these. So right off the bat, you really get a lot of value for your money. So moving on to the pistol grip. The pistol grip, I believe, is a replica of a Magpul pistol grip, but then again, they kind of tweaked it again, so it's more or less their own design, but it's pretty much a Magpul replica. But also the texture, as you can see, it's SA. Once again, Specna Arms. Here comes the biggest con with this AEG right now. The stock wobble. The AEG came with a lot of stock wobble. In fact, it came with so much stock wobble, it was kind of in really pain. So, but it is a quick fix, and you fix it by placing some electrical tape directly onto the buffer tube. And how I did it, I just changed it directly to a Magpul CTR stock. If we're talking about general sturdiness, the only thing that does wobble on this entire thing is the magazine. And there is quite a bit of play in the magazine well. But to be honest, it's okay because it does allow it for different size of magazines to be used with this thing. As an example, I have some old Magpul PTS PMags. They're also a bit loose, but they do feed. And if you're a beginner, high caps would also work really well with these things. I believe this is a G&G high cap, but it also feeds and fits really snugly into the magwell. Another con, what I didn't like about this particular AEG, is that the bolt catch does not function. Let me show you. And this is Specna Arms. You did so many things right with this AEG, but how come did you forget to include a working bolt catch, where at 2020 this should become a norm? As you can see, the bolt does not lock to the rear, which is kind of a shame. In case you're wondering what this golden sticker is on the receiver, it's a certification seal, meaning that Specna Arms will take the time to inspect each individual AEG to see if they're functioning properly or not. And I find that really nice to have, and a relatively budget-friendly AEG. What I forgot to mention is that all of the Specna Arms Edge series AEGs will come with gate Mosfets. This one particular has the Aster MOSFET built into the end of the Leans connectors. What does the MOSFET do? Well, a lot of things. I'm not a tech by any means. I have never disassembled a gearbox, and I don't know how, and I'm too late, and I have no interest in it whatsoever to learn how to tech. So with that sense, if you want to know exactly what does the MOSFET do, watch the multiple other videos online about MOSFETs and airsoft. But what I kind of say is that it does help function and cycle the AEG a lot cleaner and a lot crispier. You really do get a nice crisp semi-auto with this, even on a 7.4. Of course, and this will take an 11.1 battery with no issues whatsoever, and then you really get a nice crisp semi-auto with this. We've talked about the features, we talked about my particular setup with this gun. So how much does it actually cost? Well, the base gun, as you can see here, is around 230 euros in Gunfire. For that money, you really get a lot of value. I mean, you get 2 magazines, you get 2 springs, you get the included foregrip, also a gate MOSFET. There is so much value, and the overall build quality of this thing is, well, it's amazing. It should really cost a lot more. I think if you were to sell this gun, let's say 5 years ago, this easily would have been a 400 euro gun, for sure, no doubt in my mind. That they're able to offer these AGs, these high quality AGs for that amount of money is frankly astonishing. So would I recommend the Edge series guns, or this one in particular? Yes, yes. If you do have the extra cash and you want something just something inexpensive that actually functions and performs really well on the field out of the box, this is a strong contender. It's worth it, and I think you should get it. I think you should get one, and you have so many options anyway, so choose whatever you like. Well guys, that was our first official review, and like I said before at the beginning, this is truly a work in progress, and I'm still learning how to do this properly. I'm still learning how to present myself and present all of these products so I can convey this information directly to you and provide quality content. Once again, I'd like to thank Gunfire for sending me this AEG, and I hope we can do some more collaborations in the future. This has been JJ/Longshot, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.